So in this video, we are going to see the continuation of part 1 of my previous video. And in this video, first I'm going to tell a few points from Greta's speech, and I'm going to add my personal thoughts regarding that. And then we'll see what is EIA. So I thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Without any delay, let's get into the video. So after looking at Greta's speech and her protest, what we have understood is that people who are in power, media, and politicians are well aware about global warming and climate change crisis, and they know what effect it has on our lives. Yet they act so blindly. Secondly, media are being so busy showing celebrities' lifestyle and their personal issues, and not acting anything against this climate change crisis. And we as people have to act mature enough, which is we shouldn't only post picture about Greta and act like you have done a great job. Instead, you gotta bring the change from within. Now I'll talk about EIA. EIA stands for Environment Impact Assessment. It was started in 1960s, and now each and every country in the world has this EIA. So if you ask me what is EIA, in simple words, EIA is an act which was proposed to protect the environment when building any project. So it generally assesses the environment consequences of a plan, policy, program, or actual projects before the decision to move forward with the proposed action. And now I'll tell few criticism regarding this EIA. It is said that EIA is used as decision aiding tool rather than decision making tool, meaning since all the power lies in very few people, it has a great influence by them, and thus all the projects are easily being executed. Second criticism is that EIA have to make sure that they take a look on direct and indirect effects of any project in the environment rather than only focusing on the project. Especially they have to focus on indirect effects, because as we know, indirect effects has a lot more problems than direct effects. Now let me talk about EIA Draft 2020, which has been in headlines for the past few days. So in India, EIA was started in 1994 under Environmental Protection Act. So from then on, they had a systematic approach to get clearance from this EIA. So from this 1994 EIA draft, they have again redrafted it in 2006. Now before I tell you what is EIA Draft 2020 in brief, let me just give you some incidents which took place before EIA and after EIA in India. So first is, I hope you all remember what is this Bhopal gas tragedy, which took away 3,700 people's life. So from then on, they have started this EIA. So after EIA was started, again there were more incidents which took place, such as Assam fire incident, which was done by leaking natural gas producing well of Oil India Limited. So meanwhile, the National Disaster Response Force, firefighters and engineers have intensified their effort to control the blaze. More than 7,000 people have been evacuated so far, and also 35 houses have been either completely or partially burnt. And another incident is Sterlite issue. And in very recent past, PVC gas leaked from LG Polymers in Visakhapatnam. 8 people died after the leakage, hundreds were admitted to the hospital. Now let me tell you in a brief what is EIA Draft 2020. So in simple words, EIA is like questioning people's rights in a democratic country, meaning that people are not supposed to give their own voice regarding this environmental issue when bringing up any project. And secondly, what government have said is that if they classify industry as strategic, then the government will not give any information regarding this particular project, and people are not supposed to give their own voice regarding these projects. And previously, when a company needs to execute their project, generally they have to take a survey for 30 days and they have to get this EIA clearance certificate. And now the survey days have been reduced from 30 days to 20 days, making the process simpler. 20 days, meaning that now they are able to execute their project easily when compared to before. Now what you have to understand is that previous EIA draft though had lot of restricting rules, and yet there were lot of incidents which took place. And now due to this new EIA draft 2020, making all the process simpler can lead to lot more problems when compared to before. And there was a study by Indira Gandhi Research Institute which states that India's GDP will decrease by 9% due to environment crisis. And as we all know, for the past 20 years, India's GDP growth is around 6%. So when we compare these two, it's like as if we have to compensate our 1.5 years economic growth to meet this GDP loss. So that's it from my side, people. If you have liked my content, do share and subscribe to our channel. And feel free to give your views on this new draft EIA 2020 in the comment section. Thank you.